Teagan MacDonald, and I'm a second-year LSU veterinary student. I'm an out-of-state student originally from Michigan, and today I'm here to answer some of the commonly asked questions from prospective veterinary students and our community asked on the day of open house. The common questions we get is concerning housing in the Baton Rouge area. And being an out-of-state student, I came down and started living in an apartment because I wasn't really familiar with the area. And the second year, I rented a house. And the apartment was about 7 minutes away from the school, and the house is about 13 minutes away from the school. And a big tip I have for new incoming veterinary students is to stay about 10 minutes or less away from the school, just so you can get to the school quickly when needed. And ask around, ask current veterinary students in Baton Rouge areas where to live, and they'll give you the tips on the areas to stay clear of and the areas that are heavily populated with veterinary students that are quiet places to live. So just use your resources and ask around. We also get a lot of questions about student life on and off campus, and I wasn't very familiar with LSU campus being from out of state, but during my first year of veterinary school, I attended a lot of the sporting events, including almost all of the home games of football games, and the vet school and different clubs at the vet school put on several different tailgates on the front lawn, which are always a very fun time with your friends from school. And I also attended like baseball games and basketball games. And on campus there are two gyms, one's smaller and one's larger, that are included in your tuition, and I personally really liked attending the gyms. Off campus life, there are a lot of parks, and there's a few LSU lakes that you can paddleboard in and kayak in, and their parks are really quiet usually, so it's a nice area to study. A lot of future veterinary students ask us how they can get meaningful veterinary experience before vet school, and I recommend networking. Reach out to local veterinarians in your hometown and ask if you can volunteer or shadow them one day, and just try to get back in with them and keep volunteering and see if they'll offer you a job. Even if it's a kennel job, you have opportunities to work up to having more responsibilities. And put your name out there. Call several different veterinary clinics. Get your time in with several different vets. Should you or should you not include hobbies in your application to veterinary school? I say yes, you should include your hobbies if you're passionate about them, if you think it tells something about who you are and your characteristics, because contrary to popular belief, the people reading your application don't just want to know your veterinary experience, they want to know you. And especially at LSU, we're a very family-oriented class and school, so they want to find the right fit for your class. Currently, I do not have a job as a veterinary student because I value my free time when I'm not studying. I am taking time for myself, but there are several students in my class that do have part-time jobs. And I would not recommend getting a job your first semester of your first year, just so you can get comfortable with the big adjustment, and you're going to be studying a lot more, so it's just less stressful to give yourself at least that first semester to adjust. The curriculum at the vet school is set up in semester-based classes. You have about 21 credits per semester, but you have the classes are in a block schedule, so you never have 21 credits at once. Like, for example, your anatomy lab for your first semester will be a semester-long course, but your cell biology class will only run several weeks, and then you'll start a new class like physiology. Also worked into the curriculum, you have a lot of opportunities for hands-on learning. Even in your first year, you have a class called Clinical Skills, where you're learning how to perform basic physical exams on dogs, cats, ruminants, horses. You're learning auscultation. A typical day of a veterinary student is, prior to COVID, you have class from about 8 a.m. to 3 or 4 o'clock every day, and your classes are broken into about 2-hour classes with 10-minute breaks every 50 minutes. So you'd have anatomy for 2 hours in the morning, for example, then physiology for the next 2 hours, and every day you get a lunch from 11:50 to 12:50, and then you could either go back to the classroom for the afternoon, or you might have a lab, for example, anatomy, for 3 to 4 hours in the afternoon. And I'd have to say how family-based it is. I feel like I can go to anyone for support, everybody has my back, and everybody is watching out for each other.